Welcome back. The Green Bay Packers sending a clear message to season ticket holders. Use your seats or lose them. The organization continues its non-renewal exercises. Planning for the 2026 season gets underway. Packers officials say tickets are intended for fans, friends, and family to enjoy the game in person. Those who repeatedly sell their seats on the secondary market or through brokers could have their renewal ability cut off without warning. Team leaders say the goal is to protect the home field advantage at Lambeau Field.
If you are a season ticket holder whose sole intent is to sell those tickets, you really shouldn't be a season ticket holder. And that's been our exercise these last few years, and we're continuing that.
Invoices are mailed out next week with a new pricing and a list of home opponents. There are currently more than 155,000 fans on the Packers season ticket waiting list.